which is it's supposed to be our main differentiator today, is the word models. Word models are not a data system concept, as you know. Pretty sure you know that word models are today, I would say, the next generation of AI and the next generation of the LLM approach. This is what we call today the word models. In Dassault, we call them industry word models since they are basically fed by the industry knowledge. So this is, I would say, the main concept we rely on to develop our AI strategy. I'll just skip to a little bit more detailed slide where, in order to implement those word models, and in order to implement an actual agentic platform, we had to define an architecture that would allow us to leverage AI capabilities. This is just a schematic view of this architecture, where, as you can see on the bottom, or the first layer, is the infrastructure. So an infrastructure that actually allows us to use the AI requirements. In this case, we have our outscale infrastructure, but which is supposed to be our own cloud infrastructure, but obviously we can rely on other infrastructures. The second one is the actual software stack, which is today a lot reliant on NVIDIA partnership that is actually providing us some of their models that we deploy depending. We deploy them per domain or per usage. Right? So for simulation, for life science needs, for manufacturing needs, we will use different models, from small ones to large ones. Our own platform, or 3D Experience platform, which with those two layers becomes an agentic platform when we add different agents to orchestrate the different agents that either we leverage from outside or internally, or our own developed agents. Well, in the end, it makes this platform an agentic platform, and we, by all definition of the term, 3D Experience platform is today an agentic platform that supports, I would say, the well-known standards like the MCP servers, but also A2A technologies. The fourth layer is basically where we do our learning, okay, on the word models. What is the closest thing to word models today are the ModSim capabilities. We are able, obviously, to do ModSim. We are able to connect ModSim to V+R, so we are able to capture the view of whatever we simulated on those models, or the model at an instant t+1. Okay? The fact that we are able to capture the view of a simulated model at an instant t is what allows us today to train those models, okay, in a word model approach. Again, word model is not something coming from us. All of this to say that we have the right capabilities to infuse knowledge, industry knowledge, into those models. The rest are basically how to manage the data, like how we can manage the IP and govern the lineage of the data we use, either client data or data that we are owning today. Virtual twins is basically what, in the end, we build and use, and the way we communicate with the user. Well, it depends. It's either through what we call generative experiences, basically infused AI in the roles that we have, or in a classic way, I would say, in LLM way, through the virtual companions that we have today. And I'm sure you know all of them, Aura, Lyre, and Marie. So that's the high-level architecture. And in order to make it happen, this architecture needs, obviously, to be integrated in a vertical way. All those layers, they need to be able to communicate with each other the right way, and the data need to flow the right way. But at the same time, it needs to be open. It has to be an open architecture in a horizontal way to communicate with the data coming from the external systems or the AI agents that are external to our stack. So it's really the same view where we highlight this the field experience agentic platform in the middle. Right? Again, what really makes a difference between connecting a system to external LLMs through MCP servers or whatever technology, and what we do today is this ability to leverage our models through the ModSim technologies, infuse them with industrial data, and make AI capabilities inherent and native to those models rather than soliciting external LLMs to benefit from AI capabilities. So I was saying horizontal openness. The first 2 points are classic. I mean, they are not necessarily related to AI. Interface openness is the classic openness of the platform and the possibility to do connections through our integration points or through an iPaaS technology whatsoever. So this is basically the fact that the platform can communicate with external systems. The data openness is the fact that we don't replicate data, but we let it flow through the different layers of our platform, but also to external systems. Okay. For this, we have many technologies. The main one, as you know, is the semantic graph index. So nothing new here, nothing related to AI necessarily, but very important to AI and to make AI viable. The third one is what is R&D is working on today is the openness in an AI sense, which is basically implemented in actual A2A technology. We have in our platform and infrastructure agents that are meant to orchestrate other agents. Those are called orchestrator agents. Okay. We have agents that are meant to mimic the behavior of the LLMs. That's why we have 3 different virtual companions today. The main difference is the way they communicate with the user. They have different behaviors, and there is an agent responsible of those behaviors. More to come in this. I mean, we do what is necessary today to make the platform an agentic one and to allow the communication and the orchestration of the different agents. But this is obviously something that we will improve over time, since it's new to our platform. But it exists and it works today. This is what allows us to have at least the 3 virtual companions we have today. So all of this obviously has a direct impact on our portfolio, right? So we obviously keep the roles that we used to sell. However, we elevate them to the next generation, next technological generation of Gen7. Okay, so we have roles that are enhanced with AI capabilities. We have generative experiences, and those are a collection of roles working together and orchestrated with AI in order to provide an industrial process enhanced with AI, obviously, and that's why we call them generative experiences. We have virtual companions. Those are LLM-like virtual companions, right? That will allow you to communicate and use your roles, okay, in an LLM way, and generate obviously all kinds of data and all kinds of processes as part of the context you are evolving on. And we have what we call a VITAS category of offers today, which is basically the possibility for us to build the virtual companions for our customers based on pre-existing blueprints. So if we focus on the virtual companions themselves, those virtual companions are existing in the platform. You don't need to buy them. You don't need to do anything. I mean, they are part of the platform today. It's one way of interacting with the solutions, right? What is being sold today or added to those virtual companions are what we call competencies. Competencies are a set of skills, okay, that can be used in a particular context and they make this context and the associated role a generative experience. So if I take an example, for instance, of project management, Aura is the virtual companion that allows you to use project management competency. Okay? Aura, again, is available in the platform out of the box. It's there. Okay? The competency project management is what the customer will be buying at the end. And this competency project management will give access to the user to a certain number of skills, like the project insight, project definition, project optimizations. Those are skills that will be activated once you have the project management competence. Project management competency obviously works only in the context of project management, which means you will need the project management role associated. So what we deliver, again, are competencies. Okay? And those competencies are used by a virtual companion. Most, if not all, of our competencies are used with the Aura companion, since Aura is dedicated for business processes. If you talk to our CATIA friends, they do mainly design and engineering. So their competencies are mainly accessible through the Leo virtual companion. But this has no impact on how we sell the solution or how we explain the solution to our customers, because Aura, Leo, and Marie, all of them are pre-existing in the platform. There is nothing specific to make them activated in the platform. So let me skip this one. A simple example, for instance, on project management competency, which exists since 4 months now. If we take a typical use case on how we use project management, in this case, those guys are trying to create a project out of some files, and then they need to communicate between each other. They need to make sure they create the actual tasks and assign them to the appropriate persons. I mean, it takes really a long time to implement, instantiate a normal, simple project. So in this case, I mean, we actually measured it, and it was around 2 hours. The same use case, we take it, remove the sound. We take it and apply it on, using the project management competency. We reduce those 2 hours to less than 5 minutes. And this has actually been measured with the customer. So a very simple example here, we are just asking Aura to generate a project related to a specific product development. It is generated right here. And then we can ask Aura to come up with a health assessment of this project. It will highlight what is missing within this project and what are the recommendations to make the project optimized. Okay. It will recommend also who are the people that need to be assigned to wherever tasks exist in this project. We can ask also Aura to check if there are any associated risks to this particular project in a particular model or particular context, and it will highlight those risks and generate them for you. And all of this is based on the associated skills that's being activated as part of this competence. I think there are 6 or so. Questions so far, or?
So for the project management, it's based on the LLM to control what you actually create for the task.
So
the Aura,
yep.
If we're using LLM, basically just to create tasks, assign a different job. So what it does is basically managing normally what project manager would do, like click, right? So are we able to ask more advanced questions?
Like create dependencies. It does. Yeah. Okay. Creation of dependencies, optimization of the project itself, the creation and risks as well, opportunities. It actually create them or generate them based on LLM.
So which means that all project management functions can be supported.
All of them are supported today as part of those skills. That's how we are able to reduce the time of, and the knowledge itself, because we ask random people internally when we are developing this, how would you create a risk? Some of them were not aware that you can create a risk, for instance, as part of project management. Some others were aware, but it took them time to find it because they need to click, find a way to create the risk and find a way to assign the risk. It takes time to learn the solution, for new users, but we ask them also to do through Aura, through the LLM, right? And they simply said, okay, can you create this risk for me? And the risk was created in context. And it means the knowledge, is not necessary today to be within the users. The knowledge is already in the solution. I'm not sure it's a good thing or a bad thing, but this is how it's implemented. So this is one example. It's just an example. It's a very simple one. I am having another example here where it becomes a little bit more interesting for engineers. Here, for instance, we are managing a bomb. Right? We don't see it a lot here, but anyway. So in this very small example, we are trying to create a simple bomb out of an Excel file, and in this Excel file, I have all the data and attributes that need to be created in the system. It's 100% feasible, right? You just copy and paste, and you go create parts and create the intents. 100% feasible, no problem, but it takes time to create a very simple bomb. I mean, this guy is spending more than 2 hours, and we actually asked someone R&D to create this and to measure it, from the time. So we spent 2 hours creating this just to record it with you, and then we do the exact same thing. Using Aura, in this case, for management competency, for the definition competency. So, just asking Aura, I would like to create or to create a drawn product structure. Okay, can you help me? So Aura is analyzing the database, seeing similar drawings that's been created in the database, using the LLM itself also, and then suggesting existing product structures to be replicated or creating it from scratch if need be. And then it is guiding me. Right? I'm a new user. I don't even know how to use Xen, for instance. It is guiding me through the process of creating a bomb, checking it, having all the necessary data to manage this bomb, and how I make sure that this bomb is ready to be released for downstream processes. Okay. So in this case, it is asking me if I have the enterprise item number, for instance, or the serial number. I say, oh yeah, I have it, but I have it on the file. So it will ask me to bring it from the file by drag and drop or just copy it in here, and I will assign those enterprise item numbers to the right part in my structure. And this is what happens here in this example. What are the actual intents of the different parts in your structure? Are they for to buy or to manufacture? All of this is done and guided by the competency itself. And we're building more and more competencies like this, trying to structure them by domain. Okay.
So these are all related to with access rights. Let's say if I don't have access rights for the part to modify enterprise.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
and can I tell him to put this bomb as a deliverable for my project?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Right now it exists.
Oh, okay. So because you're allowed to link both different competencies.
Exactly, because that's what we call the orchestration between the different agents. Right? This is one of the ways we orchestrate different agents. Right? Okay. For us, it's very easy because the two competencies are actually managed by us, by Innovia. So we anticipated those scenarios. Okay. Some work needs to be done with the rest of the competencies that exist in Dassault to anticipate those scenarios.
Have any memory function in here? Because for example, our company to use the cloud of the project management and which behavior and which checkpoint is different.
Yes.
So they memory that.
By default or by design, yes.
Okay.
By design on a single tenant, yes.
Okay, but for the project management, not yet.
No, of course, for
Of course, yes.
Okay. Yeah. The problem that we see, and we're working on how to fix it, is that the memory is today causing also issues to those competencies. Because if I am a bad user and I am teaching those competencies bad best practices or bad ways of working, right? It can memorize a bad way of doing things, and sometimes suggesting the wrong way or the bad way of doing things to other users.
But on the other side, we can teach them to how to use the best practice of the company.
If it is a best practice, yeah, that's the bright side.
Okay.
Right? So, just saying, we need to be careful. I mean, how to teach those memories or how to teach
but
those
function is available.
There is a roadmap, obviously, to deliver those competencies, additional competencies for this year. I'm just focusing on 2026. Okay? So project management is already available. There is absolutely no problem showing it to customers. Actually, we encourage everyone to learn this, to test it, but also to invite our customers to explore it and to test it through the discovery program that Sean was explaining in the previous presentation. Right? And a very important one is the product portfolio management competency, which is basically a competency to manage variability, to manage the configuration rules, to also have clear insight on the complexity of the different portfolios that the customer is building. This is very important because usually it's a domain that is very difficult for people to ramp up in and also to transmit as knowledge for within the company. So this competency is here to capture this knowledge and to make it easier to use within the company. Change management, extremely important one. This competency is basically helping the user streamline the change management, automate also the impact analysis of a change, which is a very important part of or step in change management. This year also, this one is what I was presenting, right? Yeah, basically the bomb generation one. Associated to it, we will deliver this year a competency for the lifecycle management, which include also, you see it here, document authoring management, which basically taking advantage of the existing documents that are either used as reference or attachments or specs, okay, into the answers that Aura will give you and guide you with to manage your product lifecycle. And another one that I'm not 100% sure it will be available in 2026, but at least this is the target, which is the configuration management competency. Okay. Something that will allow you to define the 150% product definition and guide you how to resolve your product definition into 100% product stage. This is just an example on how we measure the efficiency, how we measure the gain that those competencies and virtual companions are bringing to our customers. A very simple example related to project management, where we measure the productivity gain to be, I think, yes, one project manager for 5, right, which is around 25% productivity. It's huge. But it also allows the different project management teams estimate how many virtual companions there will be needed, okay, to conduct a project or program. So if we talk to a customer and the customer will tell us, okay, I have that many project managers, and now you're telling me you have this virtual companion doing also project. How many of those virtual companions do I need? Well, in this case, it's estimated to be 25%. Let's skip this, not needed. Just one last slide, to show the dependency between the skills and the roles. So in this case, for project management, as you can see, the main prerequisite will be the project planner role, because you cannot use a project management competency without the context, without the role itself. So in this case, it's project planner. However, if you want to use, for instance, project insight, which is a competency allowing you to, create an insight of your project, a report telling you exactly where your project is in terms of deliverables, in terms of wherever. This will require a project intelligence prerequisite to be in the customer stack. So example. I'm not sure if you're on this community, but if you want to learn more, because every week we are sharing, news, we are sharing additional information about what we deliver in regards to the AI roadmap. So all of this is shared in this community. If you are not on it, just scan it and you can run it. It's on cloud, everyone can be there. And if you want to actually test the solution, okay, we have today a bench available in the demo center with the competency available over there for project management right now.
So the partner can apply to test it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, apply for it and it will take you directly to where you're going to do it. Okay. That was a very quick...
So you do require the project manager role to use the Aura, or can the team member use it, like PCS, use Aura to ask the project management?
No.
No. Okay.
If you are a team member, okay, you will be able to use Aura, generic one from the platform, right? It will reuse some of the data related to the project, okay, that are available in the tenants to provide answers to the project member. Okay. But to generate anything in the project itself, or to use any skills associated to project management competency, you will need as a prerequisite.
Yeah, of course. But it's more like he's the project manager, and I'm a general manager, and I want to see the project status. Right, ask Aura, what is being delayed?
No,
how many? I cannot.
You cannot.
So only project manager can use Aura to get the insights.
No, only people who are obviously having access to the project.
Yeah, but I'm the manager. I'm in the team as well. I'm not the manager. But...
in this case, yes, you can have, because you have access to the project.
Yes.
As a team member.
Yes.
That's okay. Okay. But you have access to the project, right? So you can get access to information of the project.
So I only need one BPM role for the project manager, and for the other general
XPP.
This only works for XPP.
Right now, we are allowing it for XPP. Cloud.
Oh, we have BPM though.
Yeah, we do have BPM.
So it doesn't work on the BPM.
So we've expanded to BPM. That's the next one.
Good to know.
Right. But if you're on cloud, you better use XPP.
Okay. So right now it works for XPP, project planning.
And one of the main, I would say, use cases, use cases that we have today is to allow our customers to migrate from BPM to XPP using Aura. Because in the end, the customer only needs to manage a project. Right? I'm a customer. I really don't care if I'm using BPM or XPP. Why would I care?
I don't know. Why do they care? XPP? I don't know. I don't know the difference between the...
As long as it provides me with all what I need to manage the project, right? And now I have Aura on top of XPP. that will facilitate greatly the way you use a project or you manage a project. Really. So, and we have actual customers right now, okay, who are, I mean, they've been convinced and they've been using BPM forever. Now they've seen Aura, okay, project management. They want to use it. We told them, yeah, but we need to have XDP. They said, okay, I don't care. All I care about is being able to manage my project in an efficient way. So we are right now working with them to basically migrate their project to XDP using Aura and using Aura mainly for adoption. And it's going very well right now. So
Okay, so Esther, you can apply. Esther was Chinese. Let's see what happens.
out.
Ouch.
Who's West Chinese?
No, we gotta test. We can apply, right? And then we'll test the.
This one you can test, obviously. I mean,
Yeah.
it's on cloud, but okay. We made it to 11 and we haven't presented the semiconductor part yet.
So can we have a break between those two diets? So it's finished for J7?
Yes.
Okay. I speak Mandarin. 那个，因为我们时间有点超时，那个我们就休息到11点好吧，4分钟的时间，不好意思，请大家多这个包涵一下。然后那个，因为这个限制的关系，所以我们只有一半会有那个荧幕，所以大家可以登录在那个Zoom里头，然后就可以看到全画面的部分，尤其是坐在后面的这几位这个。